Alright, so in the previous video we added two additional folders to our folder structure. Um, you're going to have your own folder structure with folder names that make sense based on your homework 1. So again, I'm extending my homework 1 example. Your folder names may not be identical to mine. They probably shouldn't be identical to mine, but the principle of it should be the same. Hey, we had an index or a home page. We had an index.html page. We had two additional pages we made. We created two folders that were named thematically to match those two pages. And then inside of those two folders, we put the page that we made from homework 1 and then built two additional pages using lorem ipsum text. So we should have now two folders, each of which has 3 web pages in it. And one of the things I want for your next homework is that every one of these pages should display at least one image. I would prefer 2 to 3 images that you took and edited on your own. So take full resolution pictures, practice editing them. Make sure you put pictures into the pages that are thematically correspond to what the page is about. So if it's a soccer page, it should have a soccer picture. If it's a backpacking page, it should have a backpacking picture, that type of thing. The idea is that a typical website is going to have hundreds, maybe even thousands of web pages, right? Depending on the size of the organization and the size of the website. And that means that sites are going to have hundreds or thousands of images that go with them as well. So just having a single images folder isn't going to be something that makes sense. So we need to be willing to impose file structure on everything, and we need to do it in a way that makes sense. So for example, one thing that I could do for my site is I could say, hey, I have a home page and I maybe have one or more images I want to display on my home page. I'm just going to make a folder inside of my images folder. So I'm in my images folder right now. Maybe I'll call it home page, and then every picture that I have on my home page, maybe I'm going to store it in that folder. So right now I think only the St. Helens picture was on my home page, so I'll go ahead and tuck it in there. And then I had a page about I have a sub website actually. Right, we've thematically themed the site so that it has a sub-site that's just about work, and then a sub-site with 3 pages that's just about the outdoors. So I probably, in my images folder, want folders to go with those two sub sites or sub websites. So I probably need an outdoors folder, and in my outdoors folder, I would put all the pictures that are going to correspond to the outdoors. But I also have a work sub website, so I probably need a work folder to store all of my work images. So I have a bunch of images here that are going to be part of my outdoors. So American Lake I can tuck in there. American Lake is one of them. Bear Creek, Chinook, skiing, fishing, shift, those are all outdoors. School related pictures or work, that was soccer, honors. There's my picture of work, I'll tuck those into my outdoors. Horseshoe Lake and fishing, those are all outdoors pictures. Exam art, I was going to make a page about exam art for my work, I didn't do it, but those are all work related pictures. I'm going to put them in the work folder. So here's a folder for my home page, for my outdoors sub website, for my work sub website. And inside my outdoors, I probably want to organize these maybe based on page. So I have 2 pages I've added to it. One is about backpacking. So maybe I'll add a backpacking folder. And all of my backpacking pictures can go in my backpacking folder. Those are backpacking, that's backpacking. Ooh, the honors those are supposed to be in the honors. Cut those out of there. Get them over into my work folder. went crazy and I put everything in the outdoors folder. That's work. Work pictures in the work folder. Outdoors images in the outdoors folder. Soccer was for work. How did I do that? Don't want to delete it. I want to cut it. Move that puppy over into the work folders. I thought I was putting them in the right folders. Okay, let's see. I was going to make a sub page called skiing. I didn't make it, but maybe in the future I will. So I'll have a folder for skiing. I have a page dedicated to fishing, and we'll get the fishing pictures into the fishing folder. Don't know why I'm grabbing them one at a time. That's a backpacking picture. That's my home page picture, so I will leave him there. There we go. And my work folder, I probably want to organize these. So I have exam art, a page I didn't add, but I might add in the future. So I've got exam art, and here's some pictures associated with exam art. This is for my sub website homepage. I'm just going to leave it out for right now. Or heck, nah, we don't want to do that. I do have a soccer page. Right now I only have one soccer image, so I'll tuck him in. And then honors, I have an honors page with some pictures that go with it. And those 4 pictures go with honors. I'll put them in there. So I've got my pictures organized into folders based on the theme or the page that they correspond to, organized into sub website folders. So the idea is, if you've got thousands of pictures, we can't just dump them all into an images folder. It isn't a very organized approach. It's a nightmare if you die and somebody has to take over the job. And then what we need to do is just get them to display properly. So right now the issue on my home page is that my St. Helens picture isn't going to show up, and that's going to be the case because I moved it in the folder structure. So what I have to realize is that my index page right here, which is using the image search, my index page is looking for the images folder, and it can see it, but the St. Helens picture is now inside a work folder. So there's my heritage dot, or my, oops, I need my St. Helens. I'm on my home page, so it should just be right in my home page folder. Actually, there it is. There's my home page folder. There's St. Helens. So what I need to do is I need to tell the browser to look in the images folder, and then once you're inside the images folder, look for that home page folder. So we got to add that to the file file name or file root. So home page, and then find the St. Helens.jpg picture in that folder. So now if I save, Control S, and go back to the main page and refresh, my picture should show up. Of course, if I click over to outdoors, my Horseshoe Lake picture isn't showing up, and it shouldn't, because it shouldn't show up because I have moved my pictures into a different folder structure, and I've moved my pages into a different folder structure. So if I look at, now let's close some of these extra guys here. If I look at just inside my outdoors, if I look at just my outdoors.htm file, the picture I had included in it was Horseshoe Lake. So what am I telling the browser to do? I'm telling the browser to look inside the images folder and find the Horseshoe Lake.jpg. And there's 2 issues going on here now. One, my outdoors.htm is inside of an outdoors folder. So none of these other folders up here are visible to it. So if you look inside the outdoors, outdoors.htm can only see files or folders inside of the outdoors folder. So the first thing I need to do is come over here and tell, by going // I need to tell the browser to back up one level out of the outdoors folder. And once you get out of the outdoors folder, which will mean that you are in the Homework 3 folder, look for the Images folder. So the browser backs up out of the Style Sheets folder, then looks for the Images folder, and then we have to tell it, once you find the Images folder, to get the Horseshoe Lake pic, you're going to need to look in the Outdoors folder. And once you're in the Outdoors folder, look for the Horseshoe Lake picture, which is right there. So if we save that, it should show up. And there it is. So for my outdoors, I added a couple new pictures. I added a backpacking, or sorry, not pictures. I added a couple new pages, backpacking and fishing. So if I go over to my backpacking page, and I want to add some pictures into it, so let's go over to Outdoors and open the backpacking.htm, and I want to add some pictures. Maybe I want a picture in between every paragraph. So I'm going to grab an image search that I already have, and I'm going to copy it, and let's just paste it in between each of the paragraphs, giving spacing to make things readable. Giving spacing to make things reasonable. Let's tab him over so he's inside the structure correctly. And I've got 3 links. So I'm on my backpacking.htm page. I'm in my Outdoors folder. Anything I do, I'm going to have to tell the web browser // backup out of that folder. So here's my Outdoors folder. I'm doing the backpacking.htm. I just told the browser to back up out of that folder. So back up out of the folder. Look for the Images folder. So Images. Look for the Images folder. Inside the Images folder, you need to look in the Outdoors folder. So / look in the Outdoors folder. Once you're in the Outdoors folder, you need to look inside the backpacking folder for the backpacking picture. So I'm going to go / again, backpacking. And only once I'm inside the backpacking folder can I start to tell them to look for some of the pictures. So I could say, hey, load American Lake .jpg, JPEG, alt, American Lake, and width 600 pixels by 450 pixels. I already did the math ahead of time. I know it's going to be 600 by 450 for each of the pictures on this page. So I want to add in additional pictures. I have to go to the same song and dance. I have to say image search. Hey, I'm in the, if we walk through this one more time in painful detail, backpacking.htm is in the Outdoors folder. We need to back up out of that folder, /. Once we're out of the Outdoors folder, look for the Images folder, Images, /. And if I spell it wrong, it won't show up. Once you find the Images folder, go inside and open the Outdoors folder. So Outdoors. So we have to give the path to the file that we want, Outdoors, and once you get inside there, open the backpacking. And once you've opened backpacking, input American Lake dinner. Notice I'm doing it in camelback.jpg. Alt equals dinner at American Lake, and I have to define the height and width, which I did in pixels, and I will add one more in. So without looking this time, back up out of the Outdoors folder, look in the Images folder. Once you look inside the Images folder, find the Outdoors folder. Inside the Outdoors folder, look for the backpacking folder. Once you open the backpacking folder, load, and now I can tell it the file to load. Okay, Chinook to white .jpg, and then hopefully I spelled everything right. Alt Rebecca and Savannah hike from Chinook to White Pass. width 600 pixels, height 450 pixels. I did the math on that ahead of time. So Control Save. And now if we go back out to the page and refresh, if we don't have any spelling errors, we should see the pictures coming in on the page. So for the next homework assignment, just kind of to put a wrap on this, what do I want to see? I want to see a nice folder structure where you've got folders based on your website themes, and inside those themed folders you have pages that are related to the theme. So you should have the 3 pages from homework 1 plus 4 additional pages, 2 additional pages for each topic in the theme. That's the first thing you should have. The next thing that you should have is an images folder, and that images folder should have your pictures organized based on the theme that they go with. These pictures need to be edited for the web. You need to have the 3 pages you already made. If you only put 1 picture per page, that's fine. The additional pages, I'd like to see you put at least 2 pictures per page. It's okay to use the lorem ipsum text for the 4 new pages so that you're not having to type a lot of new material. So just put lorem ipsum text in there. Make sure you have the divisions laid out like we did in video 1. And so 2 pictures per page, 4 paragraphs minimum, lorem ipsum text, and upload it to Google Drive and send me the link when you get it done. All of the pictures need to display. All of the pages need to validate or I won't give it a score. And the folder structure needs to match the type of folder structure that I'm asking for. Your names will be different from mine because your themes are different than mine. But hopefully you get the spirit of what I'm asking you to do. When we get into assignment 5, working with cascading style sheets to do a fixed page layout, this is going to make a lot of sense. It's going to make a lot of sense why we did this at that time. Right now, really what we're doing is, if in terms of objectives, if you're thinking about what my objectives are, I want you to be able to understand that you need to impose folder structures on your sites, and then you need to be able to navigate those folder structures. You need to be able to get your links to work and your images to load. Those are the big things for right now.